Hey everybody, welcome to New Covenant Church TV. Thanks for joining me here this Monday. I wanted to start off with something new today. If there's something that you would like me to talk about in one of my upcoming videos, I want you to comment or head over to our church Facebook page, private message, whatever you need to do. Let me know what you would like me to talk about and I'll consider doing so, and I'll let you know if I choose to make a video about your topic. I figured what better way to help you guys than to just simply ask what it is that you're facing, and I would love to make a video about that, and I'll let you know if I choose to do so. But in the meantime, for this video, please hit that share button and let's bless others with this message today, because I feel like I got something very exciting to talk about. And I wanted to start by asking you a question. Have you ever had somebody approach you and say, you need to trust God more, you need to depend on Him more? And then maybe like a few days later or what have you, they come to you and say, you need to give God a little bit so that He can begin to work in your life. It's like now they're telling you you need to get off your butt and do something. And if you're like me, when I first began to learn about these things, I was a little confused because I wondered, how do I balance faith and trust and rest with works? How do these two things go hand in hand? You know, the Bible does talk about trust and rest, but there are scriptures that say that we are created unto good works. Paul said that he labored more abundantly than all the rest. He also said if you don't work, you shouldn't eat. So how do you balance those two things? Now, I could make a very theological teaching video about faith and works, but I want to give you something more practical. There are two kinds of people that whenever they're facing a situation, a really strong problem, there's two kinds of people. There are some people that tend to trust and pray about their situation a little too much, and they have too much faith. And I know that sounds bad, but maybe I shouldn't say that they have too much faith, because you can't have enough faith. But these kind of people tend to turn off that practical ear, and they just simply pray and trust, and their situation doesn't seem to be getting any better. And I'll explain a little more in a minute. But on the other hand, there are those kinds of people that do work too much. Those kind of people tend to, whenever they're going through something, they take their eyes off of Jesus and they put it on their situation, and they're more of in a frantic, chaotically trying to fix their situation. So at this point, you need to ask yourself, what is it that you're facing, that you're going through in your life that's holding you back the most right now? Picture that in your mind, write it down if you need to. And this is the route we're going to take. Do we need to pump more faith into your problem, or do we need to pump more works into your problem? How do we know? How do you know if you need to pump more faith into your situation, more trust? In other words, you're working too much in your own self-effort to fix your problem. How do you know if you need to pump more faith? Well, this is the deal. That one's easy. If you're working to fix your situation and you just see chaos and you're not at peace and you're still not getting the victory over that situation, you're still going to bed crying and you're stressed out, well, you're probably working too much to try to fix that situation, and you need to simply give it to God and trust a little more. How do you know if you're putting too much faith, too much prayer in your situation? Well, through my experience, this is what I've learned. You're going to every prayer meeting. You're constantly getting prayer for your situation, trusting and believing God, but you're still not seeing anything happen. Well, this is the thing. God doesn't always take away your situation supernaturally, but He might be trying to give you the wisdom for practical steps for you to go out and take that will improve your situation. So if your situation is being resolved very slowly and you've been praying and you still don't see improvement, well, God might be telling you to do more practical things to fix your situation. Let me give you an example of what I mean. Let's say a man goes to the doctor and he tells him about his heart. His heart is going down. He leaves the office and says, I'm going to trust God. I'm going to depend on Him. I'm going to continue doing what I'm doing. I'm going to pray a little bit more, but I'm going to have victory over this. And then months go by and his heart gets worse. His health is getting worse. Well, maybe God is trying to tell him, you need to start eating right. Or maybe He's beginning to tell him, you need to start taking this, or you need to exercise or diet a little more so that you can see improvement in that area. Don't turn off that practical ear. God might be trying to speak to you that way as well. But let's get in our time machine and back up. Let's say that same person goes to the doctor and he tells him that his heart's messing up. And he leaves and he immediately says, I got to start doing this. I got to start exercising. I got to start dieting. I got to start going to the doctor 20 times a day. I got to start, doing this, making these changes. And he's stressed out and he's not at peace and he still doesn't see improvement even though he's doing all of that. Maybe he needs to trust God a little bit more, rest in Him, and believe God that He is his healer, and that in spite of everything he's doing, even though he's doing that, God is still going to help him take away whatever it is that he's going through. I hope that makes sense. At this point, ask yourself what you're going through and what kind of person you are when it comes to facing that situation. You might need to pump a little more works or a little more faith into that situation. So if you understood what I told you today, and if that message blessed you guys, I want you to hit that share button right now. Help me get this word out there that there's some great things going on here at New Covenant Church. And I hope to see you guys right here next week, Monday. I'll see you guys then.